Hello, boys and girls of the interwebs. It's been a little while because I had to take a mental break from this, but if you're like me and you love The Sims, well, for starters, you probably know about The Sims 1 and 2 getting a re-release previously because they wanted to resell the games for $40, even though they said, hey, what's the point? Because we released The Sims 2 for free a couple years back. I don't remember. If I remember to do my research, I'll do it, but, you know, whatever. And since The Sims 1 has gotten really popular, I thought that I would do a video about some of the tools you can get online. Now, some of these you may have to dig for. You'll have to go to certain websites. It's not like they're in the right place. I mean, I was thinking I could just take all of this, except for this. You don't need that. That's my literal... It's a folder with a shortcut because for some reason this won't let me put a shortcut, so I had to make a new folder and then add the shortcut, or had to make the folder with the shortcut, then I threw it in there. And I know it sounds really stupid and confusing, but it's a lot simpler than you think. Most of these programs are really easy to find. HomeCrafter, iffpencil 2, Scriptstation, Sim Enhancer, Sim Art Studio. Don't worry about this yet. The Sims File Cop, The Sims House Party Chatterbox, The Sims Jukebox, Sims Transmogifier, File Archive Reader, Sim Categorizer, and then this. I forgot what this is, but we'll look at everything in this video, and I'm going to try to make it as condensed as I can, but I cannot guarantee how long this is going to be. So if you want to stay for all of this, there we go. Notepad. Okay, that's on my other monitor at the moment, so I won't forget. That's off to the side, so when I get done with this video and I upload it, I'll try to make chapters. If I forget to make chapters, for the love of God, somebody post a comment down below and say, hey, you forgot to make chapters, and I'll go do it immediately. I think my favorite one is HomeCrafter. The reason HomeCrafter is my favorite because it's probably the coolest one. Now, Transmogifier would be my second if I could figure it out because I've seen people use Transmogifier. This is a lot easier to use than you think. First of all, let me get, where's my notes? So take these notes into consideration. And the reason I say that is because, first of all, what is this program? This program allows you to make walls and floors. Make your stuff about 4 times bigger because remember the concept of the bigger it is, the smaller you can squish it down. But the smaller it is, the bigger you can't make it. So do yourself a giant favor and make everything 4 times bigger. This isn't as big as you think, by the way. It sounds big, but it's not. This is the size of the wall that you essentially need. Now, for the floor is always super easy to remember. It's 64 by 64, so just make it 256 by 256. So I've already got some walls pre-made. We don't need to make anything. So what we're going to do is load an image. I'm just going to show you a wall. Okay, let's just do this as a wall, just for shiggles. Because it's actually a floor, but you could also make it into a wall. I suggest when you're testing it out, use this back wall. This will be the easiest to see. And there you go. It doesn't look terrible, but that's the general idea of how to make a wall. Now, always remember when you're making these things... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Always remember, if you want it to look nice, you're going to want to experiment like crazy. I don't blame you on that. You're going to go around trying to figure out what looks the nicest. And yeah, it takes a minute to really grasp the idea of what you're doing, and that's not a problem. So let's use like this. And there's you a floor. Now remember, any square photo should work. I don't know, why not? Sure. And there's a picture of a bowl of ramen I made a long time ago because it looked really pretty, so I kept the photo. Because I was like, hey, that's awesome. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. I mean, we can also switch back to this and we can do the same thing. There you go. There you go. All ramen. Tell me that's not... Does that not freak you out a little bit? It freaks me out. I'm still working this out, because as you see, you've got like this, there's this weird section right here, and I'm not sure why. And I want to fix it, but I think I might be able to just get one section of it, and you know what? Bear with me a minute. You want to know the funny thing is about this, is that I just learned how to do that. I was holding Shift C and like I would hit Shift C over and over and over to do that. I just figured that out previously. So what I'm gonna do now, I can't guarantee how this is gonna look, but let's just see if it works. Oh, that still looks janky as hell. I'll figure something out, and if anybody has any of these, by the way, you can straight up create these things and you can upload them and do whatever you want. And you make them into wall files and stuff. So what you do, let's say for instance, you click on that button right there, then you type in, let's say, backrooms 2. Price, we're gonna say it's $3. I'm gonna say. So there we go. Now that's there, you can edit this and then you can say export. And what it'll do, it'll automatically locate your main copy of The Sims. And when you do that, it'll say, hey, your Sims file's under your Steam X drive all the way down to walls. It'll look for the game data and then walls. If you remember where that location is, I'll show you how to get to it real quick. It's going to be under Steam Program Files Maxis The Sims. So we're going to say Steam Program Files Maxis The Sims, said game data, walls. Here are all your walls right here that you can make. Now, each one of these, you're not going to be able to open them just like that. It's going to be like, I don't know what to open this thing with, because technically the wall and the floor file, WLL and FLR, files don't work like you think. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, I could open that up with things. It's just a photo, right? Wrong. I'm going to explain. I can't explain the wall file, but I can explain the other file. Now, I don't know why. Well, that took a good minute to open. Let's just take a shot in the dark and just see what happens if I open it with paint. Yep, I thought so. What happens? I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. I've never tried this before. Let's do this. What happens if I change wall 1 to JPEG? It's my computer. Fuck off. Had a feeling that was going to happen. So we're just going to change it back to a WLL file. Yes, yes, yes. So anytime I want to make a wall file, like just for shiggles, we're going to add this in. Do I have it? No, I've never made this before. So we're just going to say backrooms 2. Because, you know, I'll make a backrooms 1 at one point. This is just a test idea. And so when you make it, it'll pop up right here, just like that. And because it works like that, it's looking for wall files, and it's, oh, that's an export. We want load an image. You're looking for a bitmap, JPEG, and wall files. So let's say 90s jazz. Here you go. This is one I made previously. There you go. Look, I have this one in the game, so it's, I made this. I think is better for bathrooms because it's just so vibrant. I think it would look way better as that. I was thinking about, you know what? Hold on a minute. Now remember, one thing I do want you to always remember about this is that even though it looks nice, the key thing, the key takeaway here is that, okay, hold on, that's just so dumb, is that it's going to be on a small scale. That's what you always need to remember. It looks good when you're making it really big, but when it gets really small, it's going to be harder to see. That's why the whole idea of making it really big to compress it down is going to be easier to notice. Let's just take a shot. Let's see it. Oh, that don't look too bad. But you know what I do? You know, let's take off the spotlight. I was actually wanting to flip the color, and I think there's a way to do it. I just don't remember a visual effect. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Damn it, my bad. That looks a lot better. I like the black version because the black version, it pops a little bit more. It doesn't hurt your eyes. It's not like, my God, it's a white wall situation like my bedroom. So it actually looks a little better. So we're gonna say 90s jazz too. Oh wait, no, hold on. I'm gonna make this $3. I don't know how much I made the other one. I've got a 90s wall somewhere else. I don't know how much I made it. How about this? Hold on, let me load it. Oh, I made it $5. That's all I wanted to know. Now we're gonna do export. All right. Okay, so we've done a lot on that. Let's try to make it into... Why don't we try a wall? Not a wall, a floor. My bad, I'm stupid. Let's turn that also... Let's turn that 90s jazz into a floor and see how well it looks. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's not the best either. Remember, once again, we're going to take this. We're going to scale. We're going to say this is going to be... What were my notes on this? 256 by 256. So 256. 256. And then it's going to do that. And we're going to say scale to fit. This time, what we're going to do is we're going to go right there. That looks a lot better. I like that. Also, you have no choice in how this looks when it comes to the UI. Sorry. So I like this. I think it looks nice, so let's name it. We're going to reverse those. So 90s black jazz wall. We're going to say this is $3. Ooh, no. Let's rename it and call it Decades Inc. Alright. We're going Export. One carpet I have been wanting to do is the original Marriott carpet, but it's just so annoying to get. I could probably get this. If you don't understand why this is a big thing for... Oh, actually, the actual photo of the original carpet. Let's see. I might be able to do it. That is actually pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of people loved... Ooh, even... Actually, never mind. That's even better. I can use that. That's a straight up square. I definitely hate when they're like, hey, by the way, we're going to make everything a WebP file, and everyone's like, please stop it. Nobody asked. Stop it. I know, WebP files are useful in certain circumstances, but I'm going to first make it a PNG. So we've got a PNG version. And now I'm going to take this version, and we're going to make it... And yes, I agree, it's stupid. It asks for JPEG files. I know, I don't like it any more than you do. I really want to put this in for the sake of putting it in, just because I've always wanted this carpet. If I could get this as fabric, I will totally make some stuff with it. I was thinking about making some dice bags and some other small things. Maybe even some... If I could get this, I will make some dog collars and cat collars with it. So something I haven't explained yet are these three right here. You got the hard floor, medium floor, and soft floor. So if you notice, when you listen to your sim walk across the floor, you hear that sound. So with the floor file, that's sort of what it does. It's not anything to do with, like, it doesn't throw an MP3 or a WAV or an OGG file, if I'm right. It more than likely just calls to a script in the game and says, hey, we need this to play when they walk across this floor. That's it. That's all it does. It's as simple as that. It's probably just a simple little Py script or something. Probably. This game is written in C++ from what I understand. All right. So you get the general idea of the HomeCrafter. I don't think I need to explore it or explain it any more than I need to. If the program doesn't work initially, remember the number one thing for all of these, if a program, because you got to remember this program, look at the date, 2000. This thing came out 25 years ago on January 18th. I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old, 8 days. That's how old I was when this came out. So if this doesn't work, right click, go to properties, capability mode, run it as Windows XP, Service Pack 2 or 3. It doesn't matter. I would say stick to Windows XP. If you want to run it as administrator, run it as administrator. It doesn't really matter. This program doesn't really do anything except edit the wall and floor files. Everything that I'm creating with this, I will package it up and I'll put it up on Nexus mods later. So anybody that wants it, I'll show images of everything that I've created if you want a copy of them as well. So any of the floors and the walls that I make, yeah, just go grab them from me. If you're also a TCG Card Shop Simulator player, you might see, you can go check out what I made too. I only made like 2 things. Was working on a Hello Kitty mod, but I was like, whatever. Next is the iffpencil. I really don't know how this thing works. I cannot explain it because I don't know. I was exploring with it and you can edit a couple things. I really don't know how it works. Let's just say we get house 66. Is that 66? Yeah. All I know is that it just shows all this information. If you know how any of this works, tinker with it and see what you can do if you understand it. But if you know what this stuff is, you're not watching it for that circumstance. You're just watching this for the sake of watching. You're going, you're an idiot. This is how this works. I've never used this before, so I have no idea. Scriptstation is the same situation. I don't exactly know how this works, but it has to do with IFF stuff. So let's just get this. What is it called? Crocodile. It's a dumb word I can't pronounce. I don't know how it works. Call named tree prim string set. I don't know what any of this is. Oh, right. So this program, if I understand it right, it lets you pull up any sim in your game and you can edit certain aspects of them. I can't guarantee how it works, but it does. And I can't explain what's going to happen. I can't explain how it's going to happen. Okay, it does work exactly like I was hoping. So you can, if you know your last name on your game, you can just start typing it in. It'll pull it right up. So let's say relationships. It's going to bring my sim up. You can turn him back and forth. You have no scroll wheel options, so I don't even think, yeah. Turn on the wireframe. Turn on again, turn on again. There you go. You can say daily, lifetime, all this kind of stuff right here. How much, like they're married. That's why this comes up. Max relationship, max both relationships. And I can say save, and I can save it. It doesn't matter if I say this. Failed to upload file to the neighborhood.iff. I don't know why it does that. If you understand, you know what? I've got an idea. This might be it. If I can give it administration mode, it might work. So let's give it one more shot. It'll definitely freak your computer out for a minute. Yeah, this is as big as it is. I think this is actually 800 by 600. That'll work. We'll go. You want you. So let's say max both, max relationship. Save. Let's see if it works. Oh, it worked! Okay, so do exactly what I did. Tell it you want to make it administration mode. You want to have administrator mode, and it'll work. Now the thing is oh wow, okay, so you can give him more money if you want. Family network is $764,000. So there you go. Do it like that, and you're perfect. Next, Sim Art Studio. This is definitely a second favorite of mine. Only downside is a friend of mine I was talking to about this. Basically, he had explained that the way that this program works is that it doesn't give it certain values. Now, hold on. Oh, I didn't know I could click that.
Hey, hold on, Bobby, do you need me? But the wrong Dave, get your body.
Shut the hell up. So, my friend was basically explaining that the way that it works is that the reason it didn't pull up the first time in my game the way that I wanted it to was that it didn't know where to go. So it was like, I think he said it was putting it in the random section or something. We're going to load a photo. We're just going to do this. So there we go. Next. Just going to look like that. You're going to click auto resize. Okay, still don't like it. Make smaller. Doesn't work. There we go. Why not? Program. Okay, guess we're gonna have this problem. Now remember, everything has to be in bitmap and JPEG form, so obviously the game's gonna be like, I can't see it because I'm stupid. So obviously, all I did was right click. Now it's having an aneurysm. There we go. I don't know why that was struggling to do that. Oh my god, it broke again. Obviously, yeah, with the textures, you could switch those out if you know how to edit these. I mean, just throw it into Paint and do whatever you want. It probably will work just fine. This is the style template. I could probably just swap that out with a BMP file. Hey, that doesn't look bad. You know, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It doesn't matter if this part's cut off at the bottom. If you're wondering where this came from, somebody in an old Discord I was in asked if somebody wanted me... No, if they wanted, somebody asked out in the open, hey, I'm drawing, anybody want me to draw them anything? I said, yeah, go for it if you want to draw my protogen from VR chat, and they drew this. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Now, remember, just like the other two, if you know how to change those up, you could change them up and make them whatever you want. It's really not that hard. So, catalog info, just like the last one, we're going to make this $100. We're going to say, we're going to call it the Tarrabyte protogen. I don't remember. I would credit the artist. I don't remember who they are. I highly doubt they follow me on this. If you're the artist that drew this, tell me down below and I'll give you credit. I don't mind. Sorry, I just do not remember who you are. Should have grabbed your name. Anyways, if I ever give it out to anybody and they're curious who it is. There we go. And then we're going to go next. We're going to say painting. We're going to say Tarrabyte protogen. Done. So then that goes to the object file. Okay, so I found it. It's under this right here. It's under the user objects. Now, I can't guarantee how this is going to work, but we can at least see where it's at because I don't know how to edit it. My friend does. My friend goes in and he was able to set the IFF. He said that it basically, the category wasn't set, so it only is in like certain sections. I can't read it. I've got my folder over the Discord. He was explaining it to me. He basically said that it wasn't set to all categories like it should have been. Well, it was set to all categories or something like that. It was set to a weird flag, and I don't understand it. Okay. to see if we can locate it. I've done it with 2 other photos, so it's actually not hard to make at all, as you see. It's just you got to know where it sits as an object. And I think that's where you can use like iffpencil and stuff like that to correct it. But for some reason, the home decorator, whatever it's called, not home decorator, the painter thing, it apparently has its struggles with certain objects. So as you see, I've already gotten these 2 objects. It might be under miscellaneous. The way he explained it sounded like it might be under miscellaneous, so I'm not sure. It might be under this. How long have I had this? I don't remember having this. I must have downloaded that a long time ago. I want to see how that works. Is this also can only be used by adults? How long have I had all these? I completely forgot. Okay. Wait, can it be used? I don't remember getting those. I just want to see what'll happen if I click on them. What? I've got to find out what it does. Really? It doesn't... You can't do anything with it? It says can only be used by adults, so they're just pretty. That's all they are. They can't do anything with them. They literally serve no function. Okay, let's just see if it did. I don't think it did. There's that. Okay, we're already past it. It would have been... These are all in order of... Wait, why do I have 2 of those? Oh, never mind then. This is in order of the number. See, here's the Goldie. It was just some artwork. I don't remember if that's AI or I found it online. I don't remember. But that's basically how you do it. If I understand a little later how it works, don't worry. I will definitely explain it. So we've got that under control. Oh, we didn't check for the new carpet. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Bam. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty dope? Let's see about the new wall. Here's this wall if I've never shown you this. Look at that. We'll do it for a minute like this. Okay. Then we've got the 90s jazz wall. So if we combine them, this is what it looks like. It's not terrible if you're really into it. I mean, it looks great. I think that looks fantastic. I could probably make it a little shinier kind of deal. I might be able to go in and clean it up a little bit, but you know, I like how it looks. It still looks like brush strokes and brush strokes. I'll get it right in a minute. Oh, here's that. Oh God. I'll try to work on that. I'll try to clean it up, make it look nicer. Oh God, that looks like crap. This looks at least a little better. Like I said, it really depends on... I think, if I understand it right, it depends on a lot of little things, and it's not something you're just going to be able to do. So, I would suggest keep working on it. Keep working on it, see what you can do with it, and maybe you might get it down. I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. What my friend said was... The category wasn't set, so it only showed in the all category infinity symbol decorative functions category flags HD plus in the OBJD. I was about to say OBGYN. OBJD needed to be set to 1. If you click buy mode a secondary time, oh, that's right. That's what he said. If you click buy mode a second time to switch to room mode, you could have found it in miscellaneous decorative. Category flags HD plus is only set if you're in the function mode, which is what the buy mode defaults to when you click it for the first time. So let's go back to iffpencil for just a minute. So you got the Sims Crybaby. I don't know who asked for this. Who asked for this? This is one of the dumbest things they ever made. You can literally play this until the child grows up from being a baby. Yeah, if I remember right. It's such an old... It's also another program that came out in 2000, and I just have it for the sake of having it. Just so, like, if anybody ever wants it, I'll be like, here's the stupid program. It's literally 15 MB. It's dumb as hell. You might as well just go play the original Sims. Sims File Cop. So this is rather useful in what it does, because what it literally explains it. It says This will check your files for the Sims, looking for ones that may cause your game to crash. And what it's going to do is it's going to look for bad wall files. It's going to look for bad wall and floor, and no problems with floors detected. Now it's going to do textures. It checks all of your files to make sure nothing is broken. If it finds a broken file or a file that is repeating itself or something like that, it goes in and it deletes it, or actually it moves it to this place, to the bad other folder, bad other files, and bad textures. So just gotta let it do its thing. We're just gonna close it because there's no point. I've already done it before. This is honestly sort of funny. So you can make them talk to each other, but guess who doesn't talk?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wadake, no delay.
Vadabulu. Sa. Chamanana.
Itaba. And the Masake. Alterna Sabagyo. Amo. Yes, I poke that up.
Yes, I need Whoa, 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 whoa.
Tomagoto. Yachachemi. Studio Gawi. Me wee.
That's all it is. It's just that silly. The Sims Jukebox used to be really cool, but unfortunately it doesn't function anymore unless you have Windows Media Maker. Not Window Maker. Windows Media Player. It doesn't work. It's not worth it. It would just come up and it's another one of those. It's about the same size as the baby one. It comes up and it says, hey, would you like to play music? Basically, you throw files at it. Now we've got the Sims Transmogifier. This is a program that I've heard is one of the most powerful programs ever created for The Sims. I can't exactly explain how it works, but I used to know. So let's say, for instance, we're going to go to rug. I don't know. We're just going to say view object. This is the rug. We can change the background. We can zoom in and all. It's already zoomed in, so do that. Rotate it. Woo! And you can go in if you want. You can, clone the object, delete, export, import. Let's say we want to edit the object. It says languages. We can set into these languages that you see. Contemporary rug, change the price, and then let's say we're just going to change it to 3100 for the sake of doing it. And we're going to say OK. You can put all of this right here. So then that should... Unfortunately, though, you're not going to be able to put it where you want. You'll have to reinsert it into your files again. And what I did is I tested it just to see. Oh, I did not mean. Okay, never mind. I didn't. And you can, if you learn how this works, this is one of the best programs I've heard about, because Transmogifier is supposed to be able to grab whatever you have and say, hey, here is the files, edit them, put it back into this program, and we'll make it into an IFF file, and it does all the stuff. I don't really know how it works. I wish I did, because I've heard some great things about it, and that's pretty much it. So this is a FAR reader. A FAR reader is sort of it. What a FAR file is basically the Sims version. It's Maxis's version of a zip file, and like only 3 or 4 programs can really read them, and I know it's absolutely stupid. So we're gonna open up. Let's say right here, we're gonna go back one more. Let's go to 6. No, for fun, we're gonna go down one more. This one. Here are all the files within the... Oh, I know what that was. I keep forgetting that's the sound if you are in a group on... bet I know if I go to chat. Let's open up another one. Let's say we want to go to sounds. Sounds is also here. This, if you want to grab all the sounds, this is how you do it. Let's say extract all. It thinks I want to do it there. Absolutely not. So what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way back. We're going to go to downloads, and I don't like how this is created. Whoever thought this was a good idea without fixing it first is an absolute idiot. Say keep directory structure as in the FAR. Could not extract. Here it's coming up. Almost done, and 3,650 files were extracted. One thing you need to know is that they're in its own custom format called an XA file. If you have VLC Media Player, guess what? It runs it. You don't got to worry about it. Now, if you have what I have, which is a file converter, it's not going to work. But what I would suggest is just play with it and see what happens. This is all that was in there. It says, here's what this says. Event mapping, blah, 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 blah. Stuff nobody cares about. This is just the audio and stuff like that, sound effects and blah, blah, blah. It is pretty cool. I never understood why they made them the way that they did. It's so stupid.
네, 해내려줘.
Okay. I guess those might be broken. The music for it might, no, actually that's not true. I was about to be like, the music for it might be in here, but then I remembered, no, the music's not going to be in here. I know exactly where the music is. I'm an idiot. If you ever want to get the music for The Sims, by the way, here's a little side note. The music's going to be in here. This is all the music for the game. So in case you're like, I want the music, how do I buy it? Where do I get it? It's literally within the Sims game files. People forget about this all the time. Literally, here, let's go here. Making magic build. Here you go. I added some extra stuff to it. In case you ever want to get it like I did and I threw it on my phone so I could listen to it when I didn't want to think about anything, I just put music on. Anyways, let's get back to the topic at hand. So that's how the FAR works. If you ever want to extract any of the files that are FAR files, I can't tell you how they work because I truly do not understand it. If I had any, if I could help you at all, I totally would. I wish I understood it myself. Sim Categorizer. I don't think I've used this yet. I'm not sure. Oh no, I did, never mind. I'm not really sure how this works, but I think what it does is it goes and it looks for all the objects, all the stuff within the game, and it says, hey, here's all the stuff. And it just pulls it all up, and I'm not really sure. I guess you go to edit object. You can tell it what it actually is, subcategorize surface and what it is. You say, you know, I'm not going to do it, but, you know, I can tell it where it needs to go and whatnot, probably. So I wonder, no, can I search? Set path, exit. What if okay, if I set path. Location of the Sims found in the registry. Okay. Oh, create expansion pack. Okay. One day, me and my friend, I want us to understand how the Sims works, and we can go in and talk about, like, we can make our own, we can go in and make our own expansion pack. I've been dying to do that for years. This right here, I think it's a cheat sheet of some stuff. I don't really know. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to look at it. So here's the programs you'll need. Oh, this is for like Scriptstation and some other stuff. Scriptstation tutorial, and then it'll go into another couple things. I don't really understand it, but if you understand it, good for you. I was thinking I'm going to grab all these programs, and you know what, I'll do it right now so I don't forget. So I'll take this later and I'll upload it to either archive, or I was thinking of uploading it to Nextspot. I don't know yet. I'll see if they'll let me. I'll put on how to use them and stuff like that. Just watch this video and you'll see how to do everything. So you saw how to do like 90% of this. You saw how a good portion of this works. I just wanted to show these off because I know that there are still people out there to this day who are like, I want to be able to edit The Sims. I don't know what I'm doing. Help, help, help. Which is understandable. So just remember that these programs, you can see how old some of them are. They date back to 2000, so they're 25 years old. Nobody has worked on these programs since then. I highly doubt that any of these, and Don Hopkins, one of the creators of The Sims, did create one of the programs. I think it might have been HomeCrafter, actually. And even they say, don't go asking The Sims for help. They're not going to help you because it's not their program. They didn't make it. They're not going to help you with it. What I would suggest is ask the community. I'm thinking about making a Steam community of like, I was thinking about calling it like Hacked Objects or something. Or I do have a Sims community before the Sims Legacy community came out. I made it a long time ago and I think like one person joined. Anybody that wants to join it, you're welcome to it. Post objects that you're building or, you know, extra expansion packs, all that stuff. If you really know what you're doing, I would suggest come see me and we can make objects and stuff. You're welcome to join if you want. You can come join us anytime you want. I'm the head administrator, obviously. There's only 3 of us in there. If anybody's watching this and you want a place to talk about the game like it is, you know, you want to talk about it, not fear that EA is going to come ban you for it, and you want to talk about hacking the game, modding the game, doing all that stuff, I suggest you can come here if you like. I really suggest it. I'll be in any of them. If you post something, I'll look it over and I'll read it. Probably just a lot more fun. I was going to delete the group and redo it, but it said, nope, you can't directly delete a group. You have to kick everybody out and then kick yourself out, and once people leave for a certain amount of time, then it does it. Because I wanted to rename it, but there's no renaming tool. I can't rename the damn place. Whatever. No biggie. I think that's as far as I'm going to go for now. And let me see, by any chance, I think that's all I want to do. I think I've gone on long enough for the last hour and 10 minutes. So if you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come back anytime you like. I hope I did a good job explaining how all these programs work. I know that I took a little longer on a couple of them than I should, but whatever. You get the idea. And, yeah, if you're new to my channel, please check out my other Sims videos. If you're a big Sim fanatic like I am, I do enjoy playing The Sims when I have the opportunity, and I just wanted to get this out there. Maybe some of you might enjoy what I've made. So, thanks for watching. Later.